Now if Venus is in the 6th house from Saturn, now this is one of the most tricky placements, because now Venus is 6th from Saturn, which means Saturn is 8th from Venus. So this is one of the more tricky placements, because on one hand Venus going 6th from Saturn, which means you have to do service to the opposite gender, to the fairer gender. If you are a woman, then maybe to a woman. If you are a man, then also to a woman, generally. For some women it may be to men also, but generally there is something feminine attached to the service. So the product or service may be used whichever organization that you work with, either at home or for women. This is also placement where some of you may get into those services that you do for others, where you upkeep them when you're grooming them. So a lot of people who are working in salons, hairdressers, fashion designers, where you're trying to beautify others, beautify their face, beautify the hair, beautify the food, beautify the clothes, beautify the home, interiors, painting, whatever. So all this comes also where you are serving others to beautify something, maybe their own bodies, maybe for healing. This may also be a placement where some of you are in healing services also. Some of you may also be in the pharma industry or medical profession. Some of you even maybe in animal care also. However, overall this is a more stronger placement for service. Even if you are in business, you may be in business which is again having some sort of a service angle to your business also. The challenge here is Venus in the 6th house from Saturn, which means you'll have to work hard to keep the relationship. Getting into relationship may not be very tough. Keeping the relationship will be tougher. 6th house is the inimical placement, and remember, in the Kalpurush Kundli, Venus gets debilitated in the 6th house or the 6th sign of Virgo. So surely this is work cut out for you. And because Saturn is in the 8th house from Saturn, which means sudden issues will come on of the 6th house, inimical challenges, competition. You are liking somebody, you love somebody, somebody else is also interested in them. So there is this competition or tug of war between you and the other person vying for the same love interest. So that will also be there. So there is an obstacle to getting your love interest, because Saturn is in the 8th from Venus. So obstacles to not only in love, romance, but obstacles to the peace and harmony, obstacles to nutrition, obstacles to assets, obstacles to be able to get good investments and make money out of it. So this is slightly tricky placement. However, the better you serve, the more service orientation you have, then you will find that the obstacles that Saturn is throwing up, meaning 8th from Venus, also go down over a period of time. So overall, still a tricky placement, but you have a service mindset, you keep the challenges at bay, you keep your humility intact, don't try to get into unnecessary challenges with people, fights with people, animosity with people, then you're better off than many other placements that Saturn is from Venus.